Welcome everybody to the RedFlex. Manchester United versus Everton at Old Trafford tomorrow, and it just wouldn't be right if we just all got Man United representatives here. So we've done something very special for everyone, just to make sure it's a balanced argument. We've got Charlie, who, as you can see, is wearing his colours proud. He's got his Everton shirt on from Australia. Charlie, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, pleasure.
Okay, so obviously Abs, Harris, we're all here. We're all desperate for a Man United win. Absolutely desperate, but I'm sure, Charlie, you've got another opinion. Before Abs and Harris ask you some questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your channel, and what you do on Instagram as well?
So I've got a YouTube and an Instagram. I started them at pretty much the same time, about April 2020 time.
Yeah.
I've managed to get a decent following on Instagram, and recently I've been trying to build up the YouTube a bit more and uploading consistently as well.
No, that's good. I watched some of your stuff, especially on YouTube. So it is some cool stuff there. So make sure you check Charlie's YouTube channel out. Abs, I'll let you start the festivities. Manchester United, Everton, massive game for both parties. We've got plenty of questions for you, Charlie. So let's see what the Everton side of things is. So Abs, take it away.
Hi, Charlie. Yeah, so I've just got a question in regards to kind of how you see Man United from an Everton perspective. So, I mean, I know we've kind of been inconsistent, but what's the kind of Everton mindset on facing United at Old Trafford?
Well, it's a game that normally you just accept to lose. That's just how it is historically.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're within a chance. I think our midfielder, Allen's supposedly coming back. He'll be a massive part of the team. I don't know if he'll start though. Obviously, we've got pretty much a full fit side, and our full fit side's very good at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think when it comes to Man United, I think you don't know what you're going to get from them. You don't know if they're going to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Win 9-0 against Southampton. So obviously, you don't know what you're going to get.
So I mean, sorry, Qasim, I'm just saying. So, excuse me. Do you think that it's going to be a tough game, or are you thinking, let's see what United turn up, and then we can kind of we could win it potentially?
No, obviously we could win it, but we've got to be real. It's a very tough game. Any team that goes to Old Trafford, any fan in the world would say it's a hard game to go to Old Trafford and get a win, especially. So, I mean, my prediction for the game was 2-1. So to Man
United. Is that 2-1 to Everton? Oh, to Man United. Okay.
Man United. So yeah, I can see us maybe scraping a goal, but I don't think it'll be enough in the end.
Harris, I'm sure you've got plenty of things that you want to ask Charlie from an Everton side of things.
Yeah, it's just interesting Charlie said that. I think he might be downplaying Everton here a little bit. Looking at the stats, I don't think you've lost away in the league since November. So that's a cracking record, that. So, you know, you should be full of confidence going to Old Trafford. I think you're right. I think it will be a close game. I think if we hadn't beaten Southampton 9-0, I think I would have been a little bit worried. But, you know, as is the case, you know, I think we're going to go in with supreme confidence into that game. However, you are right. You've got some really good players in that team. I mean, from your point of view, where do you think the dangers are for Everton? As in, like, who is going to cause you the most problems?
I think it will be Calvert-Lewin, you know, because he brings a massive aerial threat, and I don't know who you think will play centre back, but Harry Maguire and maybe Lindelof or Twanzebe, or I don't know if Bailly's fit, but it will be a very tough day for them too. I think so.
Agree with that.
Was Calvert-Lewin got off the mark first time in 7 games against Leeds, which was a good win for you guys. especially
great result.
Considering that Leeds are a mixed bag. You don't know. They're another team that you don't know what you're going to get. One thing I just wanted to ask you as well, Charlie, was in terms of your own season, I think it started very well. I still think you're having a good season. Just want to quickly get your thoughts on the enemy, Liverpool, because obviously we've got, we're probably with you on this side with this matter anyway, Charlie. What do you make of Liverpool this season? And from an Everton perspective, is this the season you're going to finish above them?
To be honest, I don't think we will. I've got to be honest.
Really?
I don't think we will. But, you know, it's obviously Liverpool started off fairly okay until the Aston Villa game. But, yeah, they've sort of had just like a bit like City last season, just random dips of form. They'd go on and beat, you know, they'd go on and beat who have they beat this season? Have they beat Tottenham this season?
Liverpool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
they beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
So they beat teams like Tottenham and then you know, lose silly games against Burnley. So it's a bit like the United situation, but to be honest, I didn't expect that from them this season. I would have said they maybe would have won it, maybe second behind City. So I didn't expect it, to be honest.
Yeah. So this next question, I mean, I know you said you probably think Calvert-Lewin is going to cause us massive problems. Who do you think from the Man United side is going to cause your defence a lot of problems?
Oh, it would have to be Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
I think this is a massive call, but I think Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the world at the moment.
Yep,
wow.
Absolutely. I would agree with that.
Non-United fan.
I really think he is. I think he's superb. I mean, it could be a blind-eyed view because every time he's played against Everton, he's done well. But
yeah,
from what I've seen, he's quality. He is quality.
Okay, Harris.
Yeah, no, you mentioned about Bruno. I think was it one of his first games, wasn't it, when he scored from was it 25 yards? And I think the keeper made a bit of a hash of it.
Wasn't it?
I think it was an error from the goalie as well, wasn't it?
An error, wasn't it? But I think you guys drew, didn't you, last year with us at Old Trafford? Was it a draw 1-1?
Yeah. That was when we had Duncan Ferguson in charge.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you played really well that game.
Ferguson is.
Yeah, and you played really well that game. I mean, realistically, would you be happy with like a top 6 finish, kind of like Europa League, or do you think you can maybe sneak into that 4th position this year?
Obviously, I hope highly for 4th, but I don't think we have the consistency like other clubs do at the moment. I think we can definitely get to that stage eventually, but I don't know about it right now. I think personally, I'd just take Europa League.
So Charlie, in terms of if we focus on tomorrow's game, obviously there's a lot of riding on this game tomorrow, especially with our faint title charges on the line. Obviously Everton, good result against Leeds. In terms of starting lineups, what should we be expecting from the Everton side of things? What has Carlo Ancelotti got up his sleeve? Has he let you know, Charlie? Do you know anything that we should be aware of?
I don't know if Carlo himself has let me know a few tips. But I think starting off with the goalie, I think it will be Robin Olsen. It won't be Pickford. I don't know, because he was out with an injury, but obviously against Leicester he made a mistake.
Yeah.
But
what's your thoughts on Pickford, by the way, Charlie? There's a lot of opinion about him, to say the least. Where do you stand with it?
I think he's a good goalkeeper still. I mean, he just lets himself down at times. But I still really think he's a good keeper. You know, he's shot stopping, his distribution is out of this world. So I still think he's better than Nick Pope and Dean Henderson.
And in terms of the rest of the lineup, what should we be expecting tomorrow?
I think what I want is a back four of Digne, Mina, Keane, and Godfrey, because especially Godfrey, he's been absolutely. I'd say he's our best signing this season.
I think you bought him from Norwich. Is that right? I think
Yeah,
it was from Norwich, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you said Allen's coming back as well. He was a big signing from Napoli. Big influence. Surprised he went to Everton, but who do you think is going to play them, especially midfield strikers then?
Well, I don't think Allen will start because, you know, it happens in football when you could just come back from an injury. You don't want to be too highly. So I think we'll go with Decore, Gomez, and Sigurdsson.
And up front, the one, the only Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Abs?
Yeah, I mean, if you actually look at the Everton starting lineup, I think it's quite strong. And for Man United, I mean, I know we've got a good team. We've still got probably our forwards who are probably not in form, I think, as much as they should be. Although we did score 9 goals in the last game. I know you've said that you're not expecting to win at Old Trafford, but I mean, from my side of things, I think this is going to be a really tough game because I think Everton are in good form. I think they've won the last 3 or 4 games on the bounce as well. And for us, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, I'm surprised you seem quite kind of negative and pessimistic about your team. Is there a particular reason behind that?
Well, I've been brought up with an Everton brain.
Okay.
But you know, we lost to Newcastle.
I Goodison, yeah.
So I could see why some fans would have some optimism. You know, we've Man U haven't been too good at home this season, by the 9-0 thrashing. And Everton have been quite good away this season, so you could look at it and think we're in with a chance, but I don't know. Something in my brain's telling me otherwise.
I mean, I think it'll be a tough game. Yeah, I think you're right in terms it's going to be a tight game, but I think, I mean, although I actually don't want to say this because this is a Man United channel, I think Everton have got a good chance. I mean, I know we won 9-0 last game, but our home form's not great. I think Everton have done well away from home, as you mentioned, so I think it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, I think,
in terms of... Sorry, go on, Alice.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I just think, you know, you've got players that always cause problems, you know, players like Richarlison, Sigurdsson.
Richarlison's a good player.
Yeah, Richarlison and Sigurdsson always, well, I know maybe not the last year or two, but normally he does get a goal against us, whether it's a free kick or something else. So, you know, you've got those players that we're always a bit wary about. For me, I think the first goal is going to be crucial in this game. Obviously, if we get it, I think it'll be game over pretty much straight away. However, if you guys get it, I think it's game on, and then it might be a bit of a struggle for us to kind of try and get those 2 goals that we need, and it could end up being a draw. So for me, yeah, I think the first half an hour is key. I'd like to see Bailly play, just to combat that aerial threat of Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. If he plays, then I'd feel a little bit more confident. Although you don't have the quickest players, I just think you're quite a physical team when it comes to the midfield area and up front. So I think it'll be quite an interesting game.
Yeah,
just
before you mention,
sorry, go on, Tyler.
When you mention players that can cause a threat, you missed out Josh King, a new signing.
Oh yeah, you just signed him, of course. Yeah.
He wanted to come to United. He was desperate to come to United.
Yeah, he chose the blue side instead.
Will he start? Do you think? You think he'll start?
No, don't think so.
Off the bench. Yeah.
Different type of threat, though, there. He's got the pace. He's got the strength.
Got the pace. Yeah.
I know, Charlie, that you mentioned your score prediction. We are going to go around and get everybody's score prediction just before we wrap up. But one thing I would like to just ask before we wrap up today's video, Charlie, is how did you become a Blue? Tell us.
Well,
why? How?
Well, it seems quite strange because I'm from Birmingham, but my dad, obviously, he still lives in England, in Birmingham. He's always been an Evertonian. My granddad didn't really like football too much, so it sort of started from him. And I think he told me a story that it was his first game that he watched on the TV, and I think it was whoever won it he would support. Obviously, it was Everton at the time, and when he started supporting them, we were terrible. We were on the brink of relegation, so that's where it all started.
True fan then. He's not only become a fan once they started playing well.
Yeah.
And if there is one team from Merseyside that the RedFlex has a little bit of time for or doesn't mind doing well, it's definitely Everton and not Liverpool. So that's a little bit of a consolation. Abs, why don't you tell us your score prediction for Manchester United versus Everton tomorrow? 3 points going to Old Trafford, or are Everton taking the spoils back to Merseyside?
Yeah, just before I do that, I mean, I just like to tell Charlie as well, I have actually been to Goodison Park to watch Everton versus Fulham. I actually went with a friend. He's a big Everton fan. I did go to and I actually enjoyed it. As a neutral, it was actually a nice stadium, very intimate stadium. It's actually good watch. It was a really good game as well against Fulham. I actually enjoyed that. In regards to the score prediction, I know, Charlie, you said 2-1. I think it's going to be a tough game, but again, if we score that first goal really early on, I think it's going to be not comfortable, but it'll be a win by a few goals. I think it's going to be 3-1.
3-1. Harris?
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight game. Just to make all the viewers aware, it is the 63rd anniversary of the Munich air disaster tomorrow as well. So
yeah, exactly.
The players will be paying their respects, and hopefully, the players can honour them in the right way. But yeah, I think it'll be a tight game. I'm going to go with 2-1.
2-1. Charlie, I know that you said 2-1 Man United, but I'm going to give you a second opportunity to maybe put your Everton brain to one side. Are you going to change your prediction, or have you settled on the fact that it's Man United that are taking the 3 points?
I mean, I'd love to say otherwise, but no, I'm going to stick with Man United.
You're going to stick with... Who's going to get your Everton goal?
I don't think it'll be Cowler. I think it'll be someone random, like even like Yerry Mina from a corner.
Yeah, a set piece.
Yeah.
Looking like a good old-fashioned set piece at Old Trafford.
Some problems with
Charlie, a big thank you for joining us all the way from Perth in Australia. I do wish Everton have a great season, but I wish it starts after the game at Old Trafford. So if you haven't done so already, just a reminder for everybody, make sure you do like, comment, share, and subscribe to the RedFlex. And also check Charlie's page out on Instagram and YouTube. There are details on our Instagram page in relation to that. Big game tomorrow. Let's see if Manchester United are going to take the 3 points, or will Everton steal something back to Merseyside? Make sure you join us for all the match reactions tomorrow, straight after the game. But until then, everybody stay safe, and we will all see you again. Thanks for joining us.